Alright guys, welcome back. I've literally just finished work. I want to quickly get changed and I want to take you out for a little bit of a treat today, something different. Alright, let's get changed. Right, there we go, that'll do. Oh no, hold on, one more thing. Can't forget the cap. Let's go guys, I'm going to see my friend Chris, I'm going to see his friend Chester. Get in there. Alright guys, let's go. Guys, let's see if they're around here. Eh? Hello? Hello? Anyone home? Alright. Good friend Chris over there. Partner Becky over there. And I'm here, Chester. This is why we're all here.
Watching Mum prepare the chips.
Oh, he's got the cuppers on as well, look at that. Well, there he is.
You know what's happening, don't you? Right?
Getting excited. Right guys, so what we're going to do is just going to take you through sort of the process of taking Chester out. Obviously I have no idea, so I'm going to leave it up to Becky and Chris. Alright? So this is Chris and Becky's little baby at Chester's hand built by the man himself. That's why it's on a wonk.
The whole thing. Doesn't love a spirit level, does Christopher? So Chester, you'll notice, was tied to his perch before. He will be what we call free lofted eventually, which means he'll be free, and Avery's a little bit too young for that at the moment. If we did that with him now, he would probably think he was a little baby and go all wild again and not want to fly anymore. So eventually he'll be free lofted, but and you're covered in food.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Covered in food. He's like, yeah, I know.
Where's my food?
I know, come on.
Cool.
Alright. 1.5. So maybe a little bit slower today. Chester.
So do you weigh Chester every single time you take him out?
Yeah, weigh him every time we take him out. Weight with birds of prey is really, really important. If Chester was what we call fat weight, he wouldn't be interested in coming back to us at all. So he'd fly up into the tree, we wouldn't seem like a source of food, and he wouldn't come back down. So Chester's flying weight is about 1 pound 4 ounces. He can go a little bit over or a little bit under that. The idea is that you keep him keen enough that he doesn't want to go after his own food, but not so keen that he's going after his own food's better than coming to me. So it's quite the balance, but I think we've sorted it with him, haven't we? We've worked it out. So he's 1/4 of an ounce heavier than he was yesterday. So you might see him a little bit slower, but still keen to come for food.
Excellent. Cool.
Come on then, handsome. Shall we go?
Go for a walk. Right guys, so we're just having a little walk with Chester. They're taking us to a place where they normally let them off and feed them and stuff. So, is it like alright to walk around the streets?
Yeah, sure. It's often nice because you often get a lot of people kind of stopping you and asking what he is and what I'm doing and things like that. If there's no sort of laws against flying your bird in public property, which is council land, so you can do that.
Oh, sweet.
If you were to fly him on, say, a farm or something, you have to have permission from the farmer, but
because it's private land and all that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we're just going this way.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, it's a nice part of having them. I think being able to, go out and talk to people you probably would never talk to. You would kind of just walk past and be like, oh yeah, with your head down. So it's always really social fun.
Yeah, cool. So he's obviously attached to your arm at the minute.
So his equipment is his anklets here. These are made out of kangaroo leather because it's really, really durable and hard wearing. Good falconers make it all themselves. I didn't make these ones. Yeah. And then attached to those, through these eyelets here, are what's called his jesses. He really wants to be away. And attached to his jesses is what's called a snap swivel. They use those in fishing as well. And then his leash, and then onto the glove with what's called a falconer's knot. You use the falconer's knot because he can unpick most others. So you've got to learn how to do that when you first keep him.
Very clever. Take us to what's next, mate.
Sure, so you'll see I've taken his snap swivel and his leash off and I've untied him from the glove. And then it's up to him when he wants to go. All that jumping about seems to have stopped now. He's just going to sit here and go and get him.
Just getting back, guys, that was awesome, absolutely class. Hopefully some of them shots have come out kind of cool, like. Yeah, we're just putting Chester back in. We'll get Becky or Chris to tell you a bit more about him, really, like, because he's a awesome bird. Check that out there.
So this is
a bit of information.
Yeah, this is Chester. He's covered in food, but he's a Harris hawk, and Harris hawks come from much higher climes, or much higher climates. We don't get them here as a native bird. They're not a British bird. So he comes from places like Mexico, Arizona, really warm, arid, hot sort of climates, and they're a really good starter bird in falconry because they're really forgiving of maybe newbies' mistakes and things like that. So they are a really good starter bird, and they tend to be used for that a lot in falconry, to introduce you to it and have those as a first bird, and then maybe move on to something like a goshawk, or maybe move into falconry, which is a whole other sort of art form from flying a hawk. They actually tend to be a little bit smaller or the same size. They're just a completely different species. Hunt in different ways, do different things. Probably the most famous is the peregrine falcon. We get them here. You can fly peregrines in captivity, but again, it's a whole other ball game. So people tend to start with a Harris hawk, nice little friendly Harris, and then move on to other things.
Yeah. So what's the difference between? It sounds a silly question, but between a hawk and an eagle? It might be nice before,
The scientists would say foot size and foot pressure. So I can't remember how many pounds of pressure he's got in his feet, but there is a type of eagle, and you'll have to excuse me ignorance because I can't remember which one it is, who isn't much bigger than him but has much bigger feet and much more pressure in their feet, and that tends to be how they define what's an eagle, what's a hawk, what's an owl, what's a falcon. So they do all have their sort of different scientific definitions.
Yeah, sweet. So finish the walk and that. What's the normal sort of procedure now?
Sure, so he's been fed. This is his crop up here. I don't know if you can see it under there. That's sort of like his first stomach. And this...
he's got two stomachs?
He has, yeah. He's got one up here, which
What?
You wish you had two stomachs. He's got one over here, which is his crop, and all of the food that we've just fed him is in there. And then another one down here. And what happens is the food goes into his crop, and as you saw, all of that shit goes in. The fluff, the feathers, the beak, the feet, the bones, everything. And it sits in his crop here, and he digests everything he can digest. And then once every 24 hours, there's a little pellet formed in here of all the stuff he can't digest. And once every 24 hours, he casts that pellet up and gets rid of anything he can't digest.
That was sort of like third one.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Sweet.
goes back to bed. Like I said in the beginning, you know, he's not free lofted yet. He will use this whole aviary eventually, but he's a little bit too young for that at the moment.
Yeah.
So he's on what we call a bull perch. And time on the bull perch with the falcon is not, which is hard to do when you've got cold hands. That's the falcon is not there.
There you go, son. Look at
And
that.
that's night, isn't it?
Aye. He's happy. He's content now. So, how did they sleep?
So he'll sleep. He's not going to show you now because he's confused as to why I'm still standing here. But he'll sleep with one leg tucked up under his feathers, and he'll tuck his beak onto his spine behind his wing, and just go to sleep.
They sleep on one foot.
Yeah.
Excellent, man. Cool. Well, thanks very much. That was absolutely awesome. Right, there we go, guys. Something totally different. I'm always sort of looking out for things to film and stuff like that. And obviously found out my mate had a Harris Hawk, so got to try and film that. Hopefully you've learnt a few things, and hopefully the footage is going to come out great. Anyway, let's get back home. Let's go back home, guys. Awesome day out filming that. I'll start filming some birds of prey more often. Hopefully the footage has come out canny well. I did try to use me gimbal stabilizer filming them when we're out in the park, but it didn't seem right, so I just went handheld. I'll see what I can do on the computer. Anyway, if you like that, guys, hit the like button, remember to subscribe, and hit that notification bell for up and coming videos. Cheers, guys.